welcome to Afternoons with Ashley. I am stoked to be here today, and I have a really super duper special guest. A lot of you will probably recognize her because she's basically famous now. And I am so happy that I get to have her on the show to talk about her experiences through the pageant system and what's next for her, all of those things. Today, I have Miss Avery Bradley, and she recently won. So when was the pageant? How long ago now?
Well, it was on July 12th and July 11th at the River Center in Davenport.
Nice. So she ended up winning the title of Junior Miss Iowa. How cool is that to have someone from Muscatine win a title like that? Tell me, what is the process for getting there? Did you have a title before going to compete at this pageant? How's that all work?
So I had a local title of Miss Pearl City.
Okay.
And I had that title and I did community events with it, and then I took that title to the state pageant and I ended up winning that.
Yay! Really how exciting. So on a level of 1 to 10, 10 being you were super surprised and 1 being like, I knew I was gonna get it. Where were you? Did you feel throughout the pageant like, oh, I'm doing really good, or were you still a little iffy at the end?
Well, throughout the pageant, I thought I was doing really good. I thought my walks were really good and my talent was really good. And then when I got to awards, and I was pretty confident about it, and I was like a 7.
Yeah, 7. You're like, it could happen.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So, when you went to compete at this last pageant, how did that differ than the local pageant was there a ton more people? Obviously probably a bigger stage,
Yeah.
all of those things. How were your nerves doing?
Well, we don't actually compete in the local titles. You choose a title that you want to compete with for the title of Junior Miss Iowa.
Okay, gotcha. So, how many pageants have you done so far? Was this a lot?
A lot. I've
Okay.
done this one. I've done a local one once. I did Little Miss Iowa twice. I did other pageants. I did an international pageant, and I did 2 of those. So around 7.
7-ish? And how old are you?
I'm 10.
10. Wow. So she has been around the block when it comes to pageants. So do you think as you go, it gets a little bit easier, or there's just something different about each of them, so you still get those nerves and things when you're getting ready to compete?
I feel like every time I go in to perform or even into the interview, I always have a little bit of nerves because I don't know what they're going to ask me or what it's going to turn out like. So I do have those nerves sometimes. Yeah,
because every time you have different judges and they might throw something different at you. So out of the whole pageant, the whole thing, what do you think is the most nerve-wracking part?
Probably interview, because you have to go in and talk to a panel of 5 judges for 6 minutes, and you don't know what they're going to ask you, and it's always a surprise on what they're going to ask you.
You can't really prepare for it. A talent or something, you can kind of practice and get ready, but it's harder to prepare for questions.
You can still prepare for it by trying to get the questions that you think they might ask you, but you never really know what they're going to ask.
Right. They could. So, what was the most surprising question that they asked you, in this last pageant? Were you like, ah?
Well, it was the question, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you eat? And I thought that was more for a little question, because it was a younger question, and I had no clue that they were going to ask me that. But when they did ask me that, it was pretty easy, so I was able to answer.
Yeah, but it was a surprising question. What did you pick? We all need to know.
I picked chocolate cake, because it's amazing.
It is amazing. With chocolate frosting or vanilla frosting?
I don't know. Any frosting.
It doesn't matter. Chocolate cake, people. Yes. If you want to win Avery's heart, you're going to need to bring her some chocolate cake. That's what it's going to take. So, what is your absolute favorite part of competing in the pageant system?
I really like one of the on-stage walks called Outfit of Choice.
Ooh.
And it's where you get to have a fun outfit and you do a casual-ish walk to it. And I really liked it because my outfit of choice was a white romper with a cape, and I really liked it.
Ah,
Having the
cute.
cape.
What was the cape like? It was like actually part of the outfit?
Well, it was like you buttoned it onto the
Ooh,
outfit.
fancy.
I had a lot of fun being able to whip it on stage.
She was whipping it on stage. That's fun. So, what have you done to prepare for like being in pageants? So if you were talking to a little girl who was younger than you and kind of wanted to get started, what would your advice be? What would you tell them to do to practice and get better and ready?
I would tell them if they were a junior and they were preparing for a pageant and younger than me to try to get a good start on their community service project, because in an interview they're going to ask you a lot of questions on that. If they were little, try to have more fun and personality questions, because they're definitely going to ask you that. And then being able to prepare for your talent, do something that you want to do for your talent.
Yep.
My talent was actually a musical theater dance to the song Raise the Roof.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then I would say having fun with your walks and playing around with your poses is a lot of fun too. So you could try that.
Yeah, so when you're younger, the personality aspect has to play a bigger part because they're not old enough to really answer difficult questions and kind of have that capability. So they have to have a good personality that people kind of are attracted to at that point.
And when you're a junior, you still have to have a lot of personality because the judges are always looking for the personality.
Sure, yeah. Well, if you're going to be representing the state of Iowa and going out to all different kinds of venues and events, and they want somebody that's going to represent well.
Yeah.
And also, so what's next? What's the next step in your process? Will you go compete again somewhere else?
I can't compete for another year until I give up my title to the next Junior Miss Iowa.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then I do really want to go compete again for a different pageant because I'm going to have a long break till I can compete for teen and Miss Iowa and maybe after that even Miss America. So
Yes! How cool would it be if we had Miss America right here in Muscatine?
That'd be amazing.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So that's like the ultimate goal is to
Yeah.
get to that level and,
Yeah.
and be able to, oh my gosh, I'm sure the experiences that they have are just amazing. Yeah.
Being Miss America in the my hometown of Muscatine would be amazing.
Yes.
It would be so cool.
Oh my gosh, she would for sure be famous. Everyone would know your name.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. So you mentioned earlier about your community service project and how that was kind of a big part of competing this time. What did you do for that?
So my community service project was titled Tiny But Mighty, and that was to raise awareness on prematurity. And through it, I've worked with 2 organizations and charities. One of them is the Preemie Project, the other is the March of Dimes. The Preemie Project is a nonprofit organization that makes items for NICUs that are local in Iowa, and the March of Dimes is a national organization that raises money to fund towards NICUs for research on prematurity, and they're there to help educate the world and the public on prematurity.
Wow. So what exactly did you do for your project? Like what types of things did you have to do?
Well, through the Preemie Project.
That's okay.
I helped with their bedding drive where we made 245 fitted sheets, 80 flat sheets, and 100 pillowcases.
Wow.
I know.
Holy moly.
I didn't do any of the sewing though because I don't know.
I was just going to ask you, can you
No,
sew?
No, I can't sew.
No, you can't sew. So you just kind of, your part was really trying to gather people who knew how to? Is that what you did?
Well, when I was there, I helped with the fitted sheets, putting the elastic band.
Sure.
through it. I helped do that, and then we would give it back to the sewers who sewed it together, and it made a fitted sheet.
It
And
takes a little bit of
Yeah.
everybody, right?
and the bedding was so cute because it had little animals on it and flowers and dragons. It was a really cute bedding.
Oh, fun. So what made you choose that project? Is there like a significance to you, or you just
Well,
think it's important in general, or what were you?
Well, I was born premature at 1 month early and had to be on a breathing machine because my lungs weren't fully developed yet. My brothers were also born premature at 2 months early and they had to be on a breathing machine because their lungs were not fully developed yet and their brains were not fully developed yet, so they didn't know how to breathe. But they also didn't know how to suck on a bottle. And I can remember all the traveling we did and how it was a really hard time for our family, so I wanted to help support other families.
That's awesome. I think that's where like the best community projects come from are from people who are passionate about something because of their own experiences.
Yeah.
You can kind of understand where these people are coming from and what they might be like kind of wanting or needing, but maybe aren't, I don't know, feeling like they could ask or, you know.
Yeah, and definitely what they are needing and what the hard time they're going through, they're gonna need some help with that.
Yeah, for sure. So you can remember as a youngster traveling a lot for your brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how old are they now?
They're 6 years old now.
Oh
They're
my
twins. They're
goodness.
full
I know.
identical.
They are nuts. 6 years old. Holy cow! I feel like they're born like yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sometimes
goodness. Sometimes
It's
you
crazy.
do too.
Like,
It's crazy.
so-
Time flies.
Yeah.
So, do your brothers like to go to your pageants?
Well, sometimes they do because they just get to watch the phone the whole time because I never really pay attention. But we were in the car one day and we were talking about the pageant and my brother said, so we're only going to stay there for a little bit and then we're going to leave, right? I said, no, you're going to stay there for the whole thing because I'm competing in it. And they're like, no, I think we're going to leave.
I think we're gonna leave. They're like, no,
and
really.
then when they finally understood that I was serious about it and I wasn't just making it up, they were like, no, I don't want to do that.
But they win. They support.
They win.
That's what we do when when we have siblings. We do even the stuff that we don't necessarily want
And
to
the
do.
DVD that the Miss Iowa Youth Program had for the pageant, you could hear my brothers in the background screaming, "Go Avery!"
Aww,
It was so
fun.
cute.
So they were paying attention,
Yeah.
at least
Well,
for some of the time.
Kind of. When they heard my name being announced, they were on the phone and like, "Go Avery!" And they couldn't see anything.
Well, hey, for a brother, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. And plus, they're younger, so they don't want to sit through the whole thing.
Yep, I get that. So you've told us your goals on where you want to go with the pageant stuff. What about like other than that? Like, what are your goals as far as, do you know what you want to be when you grow up? And is this part of like your process? Because I know being in pageants and stuff is something really great to like, I know you're only 10, but
Yeah.
to start thinking about your future, and it gives you so many experiences.
Yeah, so I do know what I want. I think I do know what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
I want to be a neonatologist, and that is a doctor of premature babies. Since my community service project is to help raising awareness on prematurity, I could have direct impact on critically ill babies in the NICU, and it would be awesome to do that.
That would be awesome. So my grandson was actually born super duper tiny. He was like this big too. And it was, I mean, I remember just them going through having to be there for, you know, just weeks and weeks. And that was a tough time. So that work is very important for sure.
And to help the babies be able to get their lungs or even brains or whatever they need fully developed.
Yeah,
Like
because
one's
babies are
older.
born at like 1 pound even.
Yeah.
How much did you and your brothers weigh? Do you remember at all?
No, I don't
Not
remember.
really?
But we definitely weren't that heavy.
Yeah, little tiny things, I'm sure. So it takes a lot of dedication, I'm sure,
Yes,
to
a lot of
be
it.
to be in pageants in general and to go to the level of, you know, a state level pageant. So how much time do you think you've dedicated to, like, just ballpark, like to getting better and to getting prepared for the Junior Miss Iowa
I
pageant?
definitely had to dedicate a lot of my free time that I could have had to be able to prepare for it,
Mhm.
and I had to do a lot of times where I didn't really want to practice
Yep.
because if I didn't practice, then I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't
I
be where you
wouldn't-
are.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be wearing the
No,
crown.
I wouldn't.
And that was the goal.
Yeah.
It is hard sometimes, even though we have goals and we really want to reach them, to like say, no, I can't go to the sleepover, or no, I can't do that because I need to practice. Those are hard calls to make, even though you want to reach a goal. So good for you for doing that. It takes a lot of like willpower to
Yes.
say no to some of those things, I'm sure.
Mhm.
So so your talent, you said you danced for your talent.
Mhm.
Do you have any other talents that you like to do, or do you generally always use
Well,
dancing as?
I do dance. I do a lot of different styles of dance. I
Okay.
do tap, lyrical, hip hop. I do modern. I do a lot of different types of dance, but I also do tumbling and I also do baton.
Wow. So baton, where do you go to learn how to do baton, or is it something that you have to do on your own, kind of?
Well, I go to a studio in Iowa City called Ambition Baton and Dance, and that's where I learn all my baton tricks.
Gotcha. So have you used that in your talent before?
No,
Not
I
yet.
think I am a lot stronger in dance than I am in baton because I've been doing it for a lot
Sure.
longer.
Sure.
I've been doing dance since I was 3, and I've only done baton for like 3 years now, so there's a big
So,
difference
yeah,
in
yeah.
how long I've been
Just the
doing it.
confidence
Yeah.
and how to do it. So when you dance for the pageant, does someone help you come up with the moves, or is that something that you kind of do on your own, or a little bit of both?
Well, what I do is I do competition dance and I do a competitive solo for
Gotcha.
different competitions. And so my dance teacher, she makes all the dances and she choreographs them all and she helps us pick out songs. And then I compete that all year, so then I just use that as my talent at pageants.
Awesome. Ah, this is so fun.
Yeah.
My daughter is 9 and she won't get out of sports shorts right now. She's going through that phase where she's like, no, I'm like Sporty Spice or something.
Yeah.
And so I can't get her wear any of the cute dresses that I have in her closet. It's horrible.
I know.
Ah,
Uh,
see,
I-
Haley, you could dress up and look super cute and have big earrings and
Yeah.
crowns.
Well, that's what I want to wear all the time. Like, I don't want to wear all this sporty stuff.
You don't? You
No,
like
I-
dressing up.
Well, unless it's like for PE or something
Right,
at school,
right.
then I don't want to be wearing like a full gown
Right.
or something.
Wear your heels in PE.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
probably wouldn't be acceptable. But it's fun to dress up.
It is.
That's
fun. I
my
really like
personality,
it.
but she's all
Yeah.
like, I'm Sporty Spice.
That's,
You don't even
my-
know who the Spice Girls are, do you?
I kind of do.
Kind
Not-
of.
Not really.
Maybe,
not
sort
really.
of. That was like totally my time.
Yeah, I definitely would not be able to live without dresses. Or
Yes,
makeup
it's
or hair.
fun.
Yeah, I like to. I have a little caboodle, and I do like all this makeup. I do.
Ooh, the caboodle.
Yes, I have this eyeshadow palette with a bunch of different colors that are like hot pink, orange.
So
and
you
I
do your
put,
own
like-
makeup?
No, I don't do my own makeup. My
Oh,
mom does.
no. Just to play, just to
Just
mess around.
Just to mess around. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say, girl, you're like on point.
No, I don't do my own makeup.
Or what do you say? Like on fleek? Is that like a thing? That's not cool anymore either.
I don't
I'm
know what
totally
it is.
aging myself right now. Whatever. She looks really good. She has her makeup's definitely on point. I'm like,
That was my mom.
oh, I wore my Falcon shirt to be like, go Falcons today. And then I'm like, crap, Avery's gonna be all dressed up. I'm gonna be like, ooh, I'm in my shorts and tee, and she's looking all cute with her.
Romper.
Yes. That's okay. This is all about you today, anyways. I'll let you have the spotlight.
Okay, thank you.
So, what do you think about the school stuff and having to get out? I know that's not necessarily on topic, but it has a lot to do with your life right now. So,
It's like school and not being able to like go to it
Mhm.
necessarily.
yeah.
Yeah, well, when we had to switch to e-learning, it was really difficult because like the lessons were not as challenging and there was no actual teacher to come to you if you needed help.
Yep.
So it was very difficult to do that because if I needed help, I'd have to go to my parents who don't always know the ways of math in school now because it was different.
Your
back
mom's
then or
laughing
something.
over there. I get it. That you guys do it totally different than when we
Yeah.
were in school.
So it's a lot harder to have your parents help.
yeah.
But I can get through it pretty easily because I'm strong in school, so it's not that hard, but it's still a little difficult.
Yeah. And you probably miss your friends and stuff
Yes,
too, right?
I do so much. I miss being able to hang out with them at lunch and at recess,
Mhm.
and I miss our like daily kickball games every single day at
Every
school.
single day. So, what do your friends think about like you doing the pageants? Are they kind of into the same stuff, or are you?
Well,
not really.
No one
No,
does
no, no,
pageants.
no, no.
They do dance like
Mhm.
me, but they don't do nobody does pageants.
Nobody does pageants.
Not in my class.
Dang it.
Not that I know of in my class.
Yeah. So speaking of friends and pageants, and do you meet a lot of new people, and
Yeah.
do you stay in contact with any of those people that you meet?
Well, I don't really stay in contact with them because I don't always know them. My parents don't.
Right.
Our parents don't really know each
Yep.
other. But at one of the international pageants that I did, I made a really good friend there, and we talked a lot throughout the pageant. But she was from a different state, so I didn't
Yeah.
really keep in touch with her because I knew I'd probably never get to hang out with her much
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
But through some of the state pageants, I am able to kind of keep in touch with them through like Instagram that we have, and so I can still Instagram. I can still see what they're up to when they post. So.
Yeah, awesome. Well, what else would you, if you were trying to convince somebody to do pageants, what would you say to them to try to convince them to do it?
Well, I would tell them that's a great way for to get better confidence and leadership skills because it provides you with so much of that. Just being able to volunteer through pageants and doing interview, it builds your confidence a lot to be able to speak in public, and it helps with skills of volunteering and to be able to take initiative over something. So I would tell them it's a great way to get a lot stronger in your leadership skills, but it also teaches you a lot of hard work and dedication to something and how to set goals and achieve them, and to be able, it's a good way to earn scholarship money too.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can start earning scholarship money like at your age.
Yeah, I even earned scholarship money when I won Little Miss Iowa 2018. I had done that when I was
Wow. So you just keep track of those and kind of when it comes time, you'll have those kind of set in there. That's awesome. And school's expensive. College is expensive. So that'll be great.
Most of my scholarship money I save up for college, but yeah. And also what's really cool is that there's sponsors that sponsor for the Miss Iowa Youth Program, like the Diva Dolly sponsor. They gave us a Diva Dolly and like a vanity from there.
Ooh.
It was super cool. They got us another sponsor gave us a garment bag, and then another one gave us crown boxes. It was just I know,
it's like Christmas.
They gave us like customized hand handwritten thank you notes cards that we could write thank yous to all the sponsors. They gave us custom earrings. It was amazing.
Nuts.
All the sponsors.
Literally like Christmas.
Yes, Miss Iowa Youth has so many sponsors.
That's awesome. Just sitting here with you, there are people, teenagers, even young adults, that can't sit down and have conversations anymore. Like if nothing else, just gaining that confidence to have conversations with people and sit down. I mean, I met you when you were a baby, but now you probably don't remember that. You came in, you had confidence, you sat down, have just answered the questions without thinking. That is an important trait to have.
Yeah, and pageants definitely help with that a lot.
I bet. So how do you practice for the interview stuff? Does your mom like sit down and like drill you?
Well, not really. I work with some interview coaches to help help me with interviewing, to be able to have better speaking skills throughout the interview. And they sit down with me and they do a 6-minute interview. But my mom also spends a lot of her time helping me with interview and being able to speak, and she helps me with answers sometimes when I'm struggling. So it's really nice to have her as a pageant coach too.
Yeah. So your mom likes to like primp you up and stuff and do your hair and makeup and pick
not
out outfits?
necessarily my hair, because my hair does not stay in curl, and it's so annoying when you have to redo it 20 times. But she really likes. I think she likes doing my makeup.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well,
when she
who
does my
doesn't?
makeup.
That's funny. So, when you go to pageants, you have like someone who goes backstage with you, right? Is that your mom, or do you have somebody else that you take?
So your moms are not allowed backstage.
Makes sense.
Because I don't know what would happen if they were allowed.
Lots of fighting, probably.
Maybe. Or just getting really, really stressed about hair and makeup. So moms are.
They get to go and enjoy the show.
They just get to watch.
Perfect.
And not worry. Well, kind of
I'm sure they're
worried.
worried.
Well, and then what we have is we have a chaperone that chaperones us and gets us dressed and does our hair and makeup and prepares us for the next phase of competitions.
Awesome. Who is that for you? Or is it different depending
Well,
on?
mostly every year, one of my babysitters when I was younger, she chaperones me in like almost every pageant.
Almost every pageant.
Literally every pageant.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's somebody that you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
and you guys get a practice
And
ahead of time.
she also chaperoned me at like dance recitals, so I'm really
Oh,
familiar
good.
with her. So
Yep, you guys got a
it's
groove.
really easy.
Yep. Cool. So we're coming near the end of the show. Is there anything else that you want to share? Are there anything, like, I know that the prenatal stuff and like the preemie stuff is your kind of thing. Is there anything that people, just the general public, can do to help with that cause? You mentioned the preemie project, is that what you said?
Yes, I would say getting involved with organizations and charities even that help support premature babies in the NICU.
Mm-hmm.
But really this year I'm looking forward to being able to help in my community and to be able to do parades and fun things like that. So if
Yeah.
there's anything that anyone would like help with, then you can contact me through my Facebook page, which is Junior Miss Iowa Avery Bradley. And if you're looking to get involved in the Miss Iowa Youth Program, then you can find them on Instagram and Facebook at Miss Iowa Youth Program.
Yay! How cool. Right here in Muscatine, we have Miss Ava here. Avery, gosh, I keep wanting to say, I'm sorry. Junior Miss Iowa here in Muscatine. How cool. I hope that we have tons of parades coming up soon so you can be
Yes.
involved in all that. So you will have the title, you just won, so you'll have it for a full year and be able to do different projects around. So if you have an event that she could come show up at and
I'd really
help.
like to do that.
Yes,
I'm
it's
really
fun.
looking forward to being able to just help in my community. I'm
Yeah.
really excited for that.
Yes, and meet people and probably inspire other little girls to do similar things and make good choices and stuff.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite thing in the whole universe is community stuff too. I love being involved in different stuff,
Right.
and so I'll make sure to reach out to you whenever I am involved in something around Muscatine
Yeah.
for you to come help with.
And I really like parades a lot too because there's all the little girls that watch them and point at me and say,
Yep.
"It's a princess, mommy."
Princess, yes.
It's so cute.
So, I mean, whenever I'm in a parade, I try to pretend like I'm like a pageant queen and do the wave.
the wave. I don't do the wave.
You're like, hey.
No, well, not just like hey.
Well,
but
I need to
more
know.
in-
I need to know if I'm a
Well-
princess, how I'm supposed to wave.
I usually when the little girls point at me and call me princess, I go hi. And
Yep.
and then whenever I am just waving, I just wave big but not like
Not the
not
like,
queen
ooh,
wave.
the elbow, wrist
No,
thing.
I don't.
Is that a thing, or is that like old school?
I don't know.
You're
my
like, that's
dad would
weird.
always tell me, "Are you gonna do this in a parade?" I go, "No, Dad. I'm just gonna wave like a normal
Just like
person."
a normal person. Hey, I'm excited to be here. Okay, so I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to
Probably
practice. I
It's-
can
it's
probably
okay.
just wave. Okay.
The thing I love most about parades though is throwing out candy and then eating the candy
And then
without my mom knowing.
she's gonna
Which
know
I don't
now.
really. Well, I don't really do that, but I.
But yeah,
I
along
can
the
eat- way,
way, you're like, whoop, piece for them, piece for me.
No.
For them.
Well, yes. Well, sometimes I want to do that. Well, sometimes with my old pageant sister, we would like stuff candy in the convertible to save it for us, like later.
Hopefully you never forgot it and it'd melt in there.
No, I don't.
Anybody's
I think we've made it be and eaten.
probably eat it all
Yeah,
before.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't usually eat that much, but sometimes I do eat a few pieces of candy before the parade.
Pick out some of the good
My
stuff.
mom eats it too, so she can't blame me.
Right, yeah.
She eats some of it too.
You probably get it from her, your candy
Yeah,
addiction.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
It's gotta be mom's fault in some way, shape, or form, right?
yeah, it can't be just mine.
No. Well, I am super glad that you came. I hope you need to come back again.
Okay.
So that we can talk maybe in a few months so that we can talk about some of the stuff that you've done so
Yeah.
far, and
I'd
I'll
be
make sure to invite you whenever I'm involved in community stuff. I try to always be kind of in the know about what's going on so I can help out, so I'll make sure to invite you as well. I have tons of different passions when it comes to community service
Yeah.
stuff. So I'll make sure to include you as well. It's awesome what you've accomplished so far, and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do in the future. You're only 10. You've got
I know.
tons of years for practice
Tons of
and
years,
for
and to be able to do more pageants in the future.
more pageants, and then
Yeah.
Miss America pretty soon.
Maybe.
Right here, yeah,
Maybe.
right here from Muscatine.
I don't know. I have to win Miss Iowa first.
Well, I have no doubt
Thank you.
it's gonna happen. So, well, congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
super excited for you. That is a lot of fun. Make sure you invite her to any events that you guys have going on around Muscatine. I mean, it's all of Iowa, so you could go
Yeah.
even further. I mean, have hotel stay, do some swimming.
Swimming.
Yep.
Well, we did stay in a hotel at Hotel Blackhawk at
Uh-huh.
which is right by the River Center, so it was really nice when we went to compete for the pageant. And I was really sad because I didn't get to swim.
Oh,
was that?
shucks, you didn't have any time?
No, I did. Like I could have, but my hair would have turned green right before the pageant because it's so blonde.
yeah. We do
So
not
I
want
was-
green hair
No,
for the
no,
pageant.
But
That
I
would
was
be
really
bad.
sad because I didn't get to go swimming.
You need to get a swim cap thing so you look like a professional swimmer, and then you can hide it up there. I've never wore one, but I don't know. We're gonna need to think through this for next time. But thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for joining us today on the show and just for getting a little insight into the pageant world. Super exciting that she is right here in Muscatine and ready to serve her community at the young age of 10. That's so cool and so important. Such a good thing to have in your heart. So thank you for joining. We will see you again soon in just a couple days. I am looking forward to it. And until then, remember, kindness is free, so spread that stuff wherever you go.